It's mid-November now at the moment, and it's raining quite heavily here in New South Wales. I was going to take you around the garden today and show you some of the planting, but I don't think that's going to happen at the moment. I think we'll have to wait now until the weather clears up a little bit later on this afternoon. So it's the following day now, and last night we had a terrible night here in New South Wales. We had what was called Storm Claudia, and the winds were horrific. The rainfall was just unbelievable, so there was no gardening yesterday afternoon. But I've woken up today to some beautiful sunshine, and it's lovely blue skies up there today, and what a day to get some things done in the garden. So before we make a start, Tony and myself need to nip out to do a little bit of shopping, and I've got to buy some mulch for the garden and just have a look and see what I can find in the local B&M. And first stop before we go to B&M was a stop at Greggs, where we enjoyed the first festive slice of the year. So we've come down now to B&M as I want to pick up a little bit of mulch for the garden. And I've come across the bargain shelf. And these cyclamen now are down to 75 pence and £1 each. And they do actually look quite healthy. So I think I'll pick up a few of them while I'm here, just to add a little bit of colour. And another thing that I found is these here, down to £2. So one of them is going in the trolley too. Now while we're here, I'm also going to pick up one of these lovely grasses. And I haven't heard of them before. A Lomandra white sands. They're really nice. And those plants there, £8.50 they are here. And that's the same plant as I picked up last week. And the lovely viburnums, lovely for this time of year, £6.50. Bargain price. Now while we're here, I wanted to show you this lovely example of an olive tree. £385, and if only I had some room in the garden, this would definitely be coming home with me. What a fantastic tree. And this is the mulch that I use in the garden, £10.49 a pack. So I've picked up 2 of these, and that'll do quite a large area in the garden. So we're back now from B&M. And this is the bargain plant that I've come back with. It's definitely not tropical, but I am one for looking after the wildlife in the garden, and this buddleia is going to be fantastic for attracting the butterflies and the bees, and I had that for £2. So that's a white profusion. And I also bought quite a large grass. That one was £12.50, and that really is a nice one. And that is a Lomandra white sands. So I don't know where I'm going to put that, but I'm sure I'll find somewhere in the garden. Now I have been asked quite a lot about the Phormiums that I grow in my garden. And this large one here in the corner is a Phormium Tenax. Now this one has got quite a story behind it, as that wall there behind, which is now a black wall, that came down in March 2024 and flattened all of this garden here, all of this area. And I found some footage the other day of how the garden was looking just after. So this is the footage that I found the other day, and it just shows what happened when the garden wall fell down back in March 2024. And as you can see, it was completely devastating. It flattened all the plants, and the poor Phormium in the corner, that was really looking worse for wear. I did try tying it up, but I had to really cut it right back down to ground level, and it didn't take long for it to start sprouting up new leaves. So it just goes to show how strong these plants are. So the wall now has been totally rebuilt, and there is no way that that is going to come back down now. And just looking now at how this border looks, you would never think that this garden was flattened, or this area of the garden was flattened just over 1.5 years ago. Looking at it now from this side, it's just totally unbelievable that all parts of this area have grown in only probably 18 months to 2 years, and grown so well. Absolutely fantastic. Now another one of my favourites is the yellow wave, and this just adds a really bright choice of colour into the garden and really brightens up the borders. I've got a few of these in the garden, and these don't grow too big. They'll grow to about 1 metre tall. So they're a wonderful plant just for adding into garden beds and borders. And I really do like the brightness of these. Now right in the centre bed, there's another example there of a yellow wave. And this one was covered quite a bit when I first planted it, as the plants were really too crammed into this area. But since I've thinned down this area, it's looking a lot better. Now as I come out of my back door, you can see that this is where I've got a Trachycarpus, and I've also got a large banana plant there that is shredding now. So it won't be long really before these are wrapped up. But in front of these, edging the pathway, there's another 2 Phormiums. Now the pinky colour one, if you can just see the leaves there, fantastic colour on this one. This is a Phormium Jester, and this will probably grow to about 1.5 metres tall. And next to that, this one is slightly larger again, and that is called a Maori Queen. And that's a little bit darker in colour there. So you can probably see it a lot better from this angle. And I didn't think when I bought this plant that it was going to grow as large as it has, but I don't mind. But what I do is just trim it around the bottom, just to keep it from going into the pathway too much. But there's some lovely colours on them plants. Minimal care. I don't look after these at all throughout the winter. They just left to get on with it. But fantastic colours in the garden. Now I've also got another Phormium at the very bottom of the triangular bed. And this one, I'm not really sure what type it is, but it's very healthy. And this just sits just outside the door of the greenhouse. But again, easy to look after. And this one is in full sun here, and it gets sun for most of the day. At the very bottom of the garden, this is where I'm trying to grow some larger plants, just to add as a little bit of a screen. And that's the Phormium that we bought last week. And I was thinking that just behind here would be an ideal place to plant the buddleia. And if you're wondering what that little pathway is for behind there, that's for my cat Vim. And I've also got a little bit of a hedging plant going spare, which I thought I'd just pop there as well. So let's get these into the ground. Now I know that these buddleias aren't tropical at all, but I do like to help the wildlife in the garden, and this will just grow into a large plant, just giving us a little bit of screening at the bottom of the garden, and also be full of flowers in the spring and summer for the bees, butterflies and anything else that wants to collect the nectar. And we do need to get some large plants down the bottom here, as I do like the garden to be quite enclosed. So let's get this into the ground. The earth is still quite damp from last night with all that rain, but I'll still give this a bit of a watering in. I've never grown one of these before, so I'll have to look up really on the care of a buddleia, but I think they're quite easy to grow. I don't think they're too difficult. I think they're a deciduous plant, so it will be losing its leaves throughout the winter, I think. But that's okay. And I think it'll grow into more of a tree than a plant. But that's one plant in the garden, ready for next year. And that is a buddleia white profusion. So the other side now of the triangular bed, I've just placed the viburnum, and I'm trying to get things in the right places now for next spring. So I have been busy today just sorting out this triangular bed and basically just hoeing up all of the grass and getting rid of all of the old sticks and bits of conifers that fall onto the ground. So that now is one bed that's done for this week, and it's only a 10-minute job. So from this angle now you can see where the Phormiums are. That's the large Phormium Tenax there in the corner, and just flowing around with the camera you can see them two there edging the pathway, the Phormium Jester and the Maori Queen. Such easy plants to look after. So I've still got these two plants to put into the garden. And I've still got that pot outside the front door ready to be filled with something. So thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't done so already, please like, comment and subscribe. It's completely free to do so, and I hope you've enjoyed having a look around the garden today and seeing what I've come back from B&M with, and also taking a look at some of the phormiums in the garden. So until next time, I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.